Thank you very much, Jordan. Let's get back to the phone lines. We got a lot of people want to check in on the Bulls. We'll start with Fred. Fred is on the road. Hey, Fred.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
We're doing well.
I want to defend Fred Hoiberg a little bit. You know, it's kind of funny. There's a ton of the fan base. It's like Tibbs apologists and Tibbs lovers. So they jump on everything that management does or Fred does. But if you look at the big picture this year compared to last year, where the team was, I think last night, I believe, was their 10th win against a team with 500 or better. They're 4-1 against the top 4 teams in the NBA, with their only loss to the Warriors. 2 wins over the Thunder, win over the Cavs, win over the Spurs. The schedule so far this year has been much harder than it was last year, and the East is much better than it was last year. The 10th place team in the East this year is over 500. You have 52 games against the East, and there's no doubt the East is better. Yet all I hear is how much worse the Bulls are this season. The fact is that Nico Mirotic has not played well. Most of the guys in this team, with the exception of probably Jimmy, have played less than what we should expect from them. We're 17-11, or whatever the record is right now, and we still act like the sky's falling. I still feel this team has a long way to go to improve. And overall, big picture, the guy's done a pretty good job. The last time I looked last year, you know, the Bulls without Dunleavy were 9-10. During that stretch, they had 5 double-digit losses, including a 20-point loss at home. And yet, without Dunleavy, how have we done this year? It's just unbelievable how, you know, people can't step back and look at the big picture.
I got to be honest with you, Fred. I mean, of all the things I've heard, it's without Dunleavy, where are they at, right?
I mean, think about that.
Think about what you're saying there.
Well, yeah, well, Dunleavy is very important because he brings the outside shooting that the team sorely lacks. That's why he's important. He's an extremely important role player.
Yeah, but I mean, role player is the key word there. You know, the key term. Here's Fred. You know, you got a new coach. You brought him in here, and his first move was to start Nico
over
ahead of Joakim, and that was a disaster. Because he wanted
the front office told him to.
Well, whatever.
Because no one can hit a shot outside.
I know, but the idea that he can't play with it, Joakim can't play with Pau, I think is a false. Neither can Nico. Nico can't play. Nico is taking these step back jumpers, and I mean he's been a mess.
Guys, when Butler and Rose are your 2 best players, you need someone to stretch the floor.
Sure you do.
You have 2 big men under the basket standing there waiting for him.
Listen, Fred, when Derek pushes the ball, then Nico, even Pau is a lot better. But certainly, McBuckets is a lot better. I mean, it comes down to whether or not he'll push the ball, or whether he can't push the ball, or whether he thinks he's pushing the ball when he doesn't push the ball.
But Fred, you're right. You're right. The East is better. You're 1 to 10. You've got 4 games separating first to 10.
Thanks, Fred.
And you're bunched in there. It's 2.5 games back, but it's still 17-12. And the eye test some nights, and then the soap opera aspect of this thing. It's not been the smoothest 17-12 that you're painting either.
And I mean, listen, we got to talk about Derek and Jimmy in that relationship, and are they getting better? And is Derek getting better? He's definitely played better, but what does that mean?
What is the end game as you get into the playoffs? Okay, 82 games in, you're 29 in. What's this going to look like if they stand pat? If they find out they get nothing for Joakim or not much for Pau, and you hold serve with this roster, what can this team do in the playoffs?
312-644-67.